Hey guys, it's Jennifer. Today I wanted to talk about where I purchase my books. Purchasing books for a discounted price is extremely important to me. I'm a poor college student, so paying full prices for books is a little bit ridiculous simply because I don't have the money for it. First place is Half Price Books. Now, I don't go there very often. The reason being is because the closest Half Price book to me is about 15-20 minutes away. They rarely ever have the books that I want, and when they do, they're not always in great condition. They're either old and have been written in, like some kid got like a black Sharpie and just had his way with it. I honestly go up to Half Price Books more often to sell books I don't want versus buy books. And granted, they don't always give you a whole bunch of money for the huge stack of books that you don't want anymore, but at least you get an extra $20 in your pocket. The other place I get my books is Barnes & Noble, and I know this can be really pricey for some people. This is why I want to talk about the Barnes & Noble membership. And granted, you do have to pay for the Barnes & Noble membership if you're buying like 2 books and then you want to get it. But if you are buying like 20-something books, maybe less, 9 times out of 10, your Barnes & Noble membership is going to be free. Me personally, I have never paid anything out of my pocket for my Barnes & Noble membership card. And the card is really cool because, one, Barnes & Noble sells new books, but you also get 10% off of every purchase you make. And another thing is, when they're having sales, you'll get an extra 10% off on those sales. Like yesterday, I just went to Barnes & Noble and they were having select hardback cover books for 30% off and select paperback books for 20% off, plus your extra 10% off Barnes & Noble discount. I think that's great. So you can go get your new releases without exactly paying the full price. And granted, it is a small discount, but every discount really does help. The third way I get my books, and I get almost all of my books from this website, is thriftbooks.com. This is basically a way where you can buy used books online, and the prices are pretty cheap. And the prices depend on the condition of the book. If you go on thriftbooks.com, you select a book that you want, you will have a list of things that will say, a little tabs, you'll have a hardback, a paperback, and like a mass paperback copy or something. And then underneath each of those tabs, you will have new, very good, good, and acceptable. Acceptable being the worst, and besides new, very good being the best. Further you go down the list, the cheaper it gets. But in actuality, between acceptable and very good, it's usually only a 20-cent difference. So that I don't mind paying that extra 20 cents to get a book that's in very good condition versus good condition. There are some cons to thrift books. If you get 2 books from very good condition, one could be in better condition than the other one. There's not really much of a standard. I think the only standard that they have for acceptable is like if there's no more than 20% of writing or highlighting in the entire book. Personally, I don't mind having writing in some of my books, but it is annoying when I find it excessive. I have a book right here from Thrift Books. It's Animal Farm, and this was considered very good condition. And my problem is there's a whole bunch of writing and highlighting in this. And the book feels old. It's been used quite a bit. The binding on the backing has been broken multiple times, as you can see, which doesn't necessarily bother me, but I don't think this book should have been listed as very good. One of the things I love about thrift books is that you get free shipping when your purchase is over $10. The other thing I like about thrift books is that for every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon. And I love getting these $5 rewards because that means I can get $15 worth of books, save $5, only pay $10, and still get free shipping. I think that's absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.